Ladies and gentlemen, we also have our guest of honor with us, and we are keenly looking forward to his address. Please put your hands together to welcome the former governor of the State Bank of Pakistan and a member of the Board of Directors at HBL, the largest bank of Pakistan. Please welcome Mr. Salim Raza.
The Honorable President of Pakistan, organizers of the conference, distinguished guests. I'm simply going to present an overview of AML governance as it's emerging as an international exercise. There's going to be nothing here that's new to you, but it's a summary of the framework and the emphasis. So AML governance refers to the systems, procedures, technology, and oversight established to prevent money laundering. It's now a major priority for banking operations globally. It's a major cost, several tens of billions of dollars across the world. So the objective has been embraced in full measure by the global banking system. Governance aims to protect society by preventing the financial system from becoming a conduit for or in any way a facilitator of illegitimate activity. The global banking system has made very significant progress in closing avenues for misuse and is fully supportive of the strong and wide-ranging regulatory standards that have developed in the last decade, with which banks are alongside demonstrating total compliance. Strong governance, obviously, is the centerpiece of the fight against financial crime. Banking fraud is, of course, a crime, but the reference here is much broader. It addresses the identification of funds that could either have been raised through illegitimate means, drugs, arms, smuggling, corruption, black marketing, or are used for terrorism or for the furthering of criminal activity of various types. So, correspondingly, the responsibility that is sought to be exercised by the regulators from management within banking organizations, management must ensure effective and pervasive procedures and supervision across different parts of the bank's operations and maintain automated programs designed to question anything non-standard or out of the ordinary, starting with onboarding, where it's necessary to follow all the procedures required to identify the person opening the account and conduct a basic validation for how he raised his income, for the sources of his funds, and then going on to conduct real-time transaction monitoring to report or block ongoing transactions if the activity raises suspicion. The structure of the correspondence systems and real-time supervision has to be functionally developed and coordinated between the risk and the compliance committees of the bank, and management must ensure also that all customer-facing personnel are well-trained, and training must be imparted regularly and at all levels. Going on to the Board of Directors and the relevant committees of the board that oversee the establishment and implementation of preventative systems, which are the audit, risk, and compliance committees. These committees must maintain regular review of relevant reports that evaluate the robustness of the operating system in terms of their performance against established standards, and a system of accountability for errors and oversights must be maintained. This form of scrutiny, continual scrutiny of effectiveness of governance is critical. Now, criminal activity can evolve, it can mutate, it can change, come up with new methods of disguise and deception, and this can be facilitated by the sheer speed of digital services that are now an increasing part of financial transactions. So, continuous vigilance is needed, to stay abreast of the changes in the marketplace, the changes in practices, and how banks can adjust. The culture of banks must become one that continuously seeks to improve early detection, acts swiftly to prevent suspicious transactions, and refines risk appetite for new business in the light of knowledge gained. Pakistan has exited the FATF grey list, and we heard a fairly comprehensive account of all the hard work that was involved with achieving this exit from the grey list, and I think it deserves great congratulations. But our regulators and responsible entities will have to remain vigilant and continue to track and align with global standards and best practices as they keep emerging to avoid any slippage back to inclusion on the list. As we look forward to the coming period, domestically, tough economic conditions may show up in higher instances of financial crime. Besides petty crime, these conditions could also give rise to hoarding, profiteering, black marketing of essential goods, increasing public hardship. The financial system could unwittingly allow itself to be used as a conduit for such activity. This has to be watched. Internationally, there's been a sharpening of cold and hot geopolitical conflict, which risks a broadening of the sanctions regime. This calls for extra caution relating to trade transactions with countries or parties that may be verging on the borderline of facing sanctions. This will not be easily predictable, but needs to be kept sight of with informed sensitivity. In general, as an ongoing task, it's necessary to update financial crime risk assessment procedures and to optimize technologies for transaction monitoring, sanction screening, and trade-based money laundering. Now, finally, it's not just the responsibility of the banking industry, but all entities handling financial transactions in Pakistan to comply with the requirements of the Act and all its relevant regulations, and collectively not let criminals exploit weak links in the larger financial change, extending outside banks as well. And again, extra sensitivity for digital channels where the speed of the transaction can escape proper scrutiny. And as the regulatory horizon of coverage widens, we have to be alert and responsive to the constant need for rejuvenation. Now, you gentlemen are practitioners, and some of what's been said, I'm sure you're going to, there are many other things you'll wish to discuss in the course of the day. And so I hope this conference ends up leaving you with some new perspectives as we go forward. Thank you very much.